water levels at this point.
All right, let's get back over now to our chief meteorologist, Dr. Jim Siebert, because he has another tornado warning to tell us about. Jim.
Yes, I do. This one is in Harris County, and this is in the Katy area. So I've got two warnings that are currently in effect. So Liberty to Chambers County, that one will expire pretty soon. This is the one that just came through. So it includes a little bit of Fort Bend, Harris County, and moving to the north and to the west here. But it is right through the heart of Katy. So as we zoom in on this and get a little bit closer. So Mission Bend is here, Cinco Ranch. This is right over Cinco Ranch as we speak, and it's this middle area here with the red. We've already seen some signs of circulation. I don't have a report of actually a tornado on the ground, but the possibility is certainly there, and this is racing off to the north, and so it'll be very soon close to the Katy Mills Mall as it moves across I-10 and then heads off to the north. So this is in effect until 6:45. So Cinco Ranch and Katy, it'll also be closer to the old Katy area, right around Memorial Hospital and that area is what we're looking at this point. So it does cover a good portion of the Katy area, and that's a tornado warning until 6:45. As we come over here to the east, this is the other tornado that is still a warning that is in effect, and that's until 6:45. So from Winnie to Devers, right through the heart of Liberty County, now moving up to the north a little bit more. And I continue to see, like this storm right here near Devers, that happens to show a little bit more rotation to me. And again, this is more of a rural area, but we're still seeing some of the strongest storms are in this area. Just outside of our viewing area, there's another tornado warning that goes into Taylor Landing, and that also, you can just see how the red is more intense over here. That's the kind of torrential rainfall that we were getting right over Houston last night. As we come a little bit closer now back into the area, we are seeing some places not seeing rain right now. So El Campo, Palacios, Blessing, Bay City's got a light shower there, Freeport to Santa Fe to Galveston, and then right through Sweeney to the west of Angleton, to the east of New Gulf and up towards Rosenberg. We still have rain, but it's not quite as torrential as what it was earlier. We still have the flash flood warnings in effect at least until 7:30, but a lot of that's going to be expanded too because we have a long way to go. Now in Houston itself, for the most part, it's been quiet for a little while. So from Santa Fe to Pearland, Friendswood to Houston, you can see the Beltway is seeing some showers. And then it gets a little more active once we get to Rosenberg, Katy, Prairie View. This is another one of those feeder bands, and so it's really along the feeder bands that you have to watch. So if you keep your eye out what's happening out in the waters of the Gulf, just kind of follow those fingers, and they'll show you where the rain is going to be before too long. And then as it gets up here to the north, the showers change just a little bit. Right when they're coming on shore from the Gulf of Mexico, they're much stronger, and then they start to spread that energy out over a wider area. So you see larger areas of rain, but it's not quite as intense. And so you see a little bit of green, you see a little bit of yellow. It's more steady, not nearly as torrential, but over time it adds up too. And so on all of this area under a flash flood warning until at least 7:30 tonight. And as I mentioned about those fingers, you can see that they stretch all the way to Louisiana, and it's really a line. So there's a line there that starts, wraps around, it's intense, and then it gets less intense as it spreads that energy over a wider area. As we come a little bit closer to Houston, and well, I guess it goes into central Louisiana here, as it goes up, it loses its intensity. And of course, what we've been seeing locally here, in Chambers County especially, is that the thunderstorms are very intense, and then as it takes that turn, and notice that this is a much wider turn out here to the west. As we come closer into the circulation that is the center of Harvey, notice that the turn is sharper, okay? And where is the tornado watch tonight? Where the turn is sharper, because already these showers are rolling in as they come in off the coast, so they already want to spin. But then when you add a turn to it, that's a spin with centrifugal force, and that's when you start to see these tornadoes spin off very quickly. Now, because also with that spin, they don't last very long, because a structure of a tornado needs to be almost perfect and for it to happen. So the alignment from the ground to the top of the cloud all has to be working in that alignment. And as soon as that alignment is over, tornado's gone. So if you've noticed, the tornadoes and the tornado warnings that we've been getting, the warnings are maybe 15 minutes. because by the time after 15 minutes, that alignment is gone. But in that short amount of time, like what we're seeing here, what's happening possibly in the Katy area right now, is that the alignment's there, a tornado touches down briefly, and it has enough energy to ruin roofs, pull off tiles, knock down trees, fences, mobile homes. It can knock over a mobile home. So it can cause a lot of damage, but it doesn't necessarily completely destroy a house. Now, maybe a barn or a building that's not as well made. And then as you come in even closer, we have this last finger that's coming in, and notice that it turns even faster. It's turning so fast that it's harder for the thunderstorms to stay completely organized, but certainly enough for the rain. And that's what we're seeing kind of on the bigger picture this evening. So let's talk about the forecast. And again, we have to, but it's not the best news for us. So let's look at what the GFS ensemble models, and it's actually done a pretty good job under very difficult circumstances with the forecast. And there's pretty good agreement that, yeah, it's going to come out into the Gulf. It's going to possibly organize a little bit, still stays a tropical storm, and then comes through Houston on Wednesday before heading back up on its way to the north. So if you look at it from this perspective, winds currently 40 miles an hour, moving to the southeast at 2. And again, 2 miles per hour, I mean, you can walk faster than how quickly Harvey is moving. So you could walk faster than it's going at the moment. So that tells you it's going to be slow. And the fact that it's going to be slow means it's going to have a little extra time over the Gulf of Mexico, but the forecast still calls it remaining a tropical storm. Because it'll be so close to the coast, it won't have the ability to get completely regenerated, but will probably strengthen some. And then as it comes through Houston on Wednesday, it'll be right over the top of us and then go. Now, I do believe this is a pretty accurate forecast, but I also believe it's going to change. So you have to be very fluid with all these things because things are going to change and our threat levels are going to change. Tonight, tornadoes are an issue. Possibly tomorrow, tornadoes will not be an issue anymore, but tonight it's tornadoes and flash flooding. Tomorrow it might just be the flooding. So things will be changed. So we'll keep you updated as conditions warrant, but we still have a tornado warning in the Katy area until 6:45, and as well as in eastern Chambers County and Liberty counties also till 6:45.
Thank you, Dr. Jim. We'll continue to track what's going on as we get into the night hours, but our Natasha